Welcome back, friends. We are talking about the secretions from different glands or organs present in digestive system, and we have seen the secretory molecules up to the pancreatic level. Now in this video we'll be talking about the secretions brought about by liver. Actually this is a very awkward liver drawing. I should change this to a very basic structure like that. Okay, this would be proper structure of liver. So if this is the liver, and liver actually secretes some chemical molecules, because we know that most of the chemical mediators or digestive enzymes that is actually working on intestine are secreted either by liver or by pancreas. So these are the major source of digestion or digestive enzymes, and the liver secretes some enzymes, so liver secretes some important factors, and among them those factors shows majorly two important uh, properties. One is digestion, and the second thing is protection. Digestion and protection. So first thing is digestion, because it secretes some enzymatic molecules that usually helps in the digestion. But actually the liver is associated in the digestion of lipids or fat molecules. Okay, because actually to digest fat it is very difficult actually, because rest of the part like carbohydrate and proteins can be easily degraded, but digestion of fat is kind of tricky, and for digestion of the fat we need to break the fat molecules apart from each other, because fat produces kind of mixture which is not mixable with water, right? Because they are hydrophobic in nature, so you need to produce a kind of emulsions of water molecules surrounding the fat molecule. So those kind of fat emulsion production is very necessary, and to produce them what we can do, we can make those kind of emulsions using the enzymes secreted by or using the molecules secreted by liver. Okay, so usually in this case liver actually secretes bile duct, bile salts actually, bile salts. This is a very important thing. Liver secretes bile salts. Now among these bile salts, these are different names of different bile salts are there, and also in the mixture of the liver secretions there are other things like uh, bilirubin, lecithin, so bile, and also cholesterol. These are the molecules secreted by liver, and you can see that cholesterol and all of them are related to bile, and bile salt actually produce, this is very important thing here, bile salts help in emulsifying fats. So if these are the fat, so how, what do you mean by emulsification? So if this is the fat things like this, so they are kind of surrounding these fat things with themselves, so they are kind of surrounding this fat. So if this is the black thing is the bile salts, they are kind of surrounding them and producing small droplet of fat, which is called the fat emulsions. The emulsifying fat is very important, because for the degradation we need to separate out the large molecule of fat, because when you eat fat there are very large chain of fatty acids, right? So you need to break them down prior to the digestion. So that thing is brought about by bile salts. And another functionality of bile salt is to regulate the secretion of this liver molecules or liver secretion, because they are kind of released outside, they move through different part, and they are moving through the blood, and then finally come back to the liver again, telling that what is the amount of bile salt concentration in our blood. If the concentration of bile salt is high in our blood, no further bile salt secretion will be done by the liver. Once it is getting lower in the particular critical value level, then it will start synthesizing those bile salts again. So this is a kind of regulatory part, and this regulation is brought about by the secretion of bile salts. And rest of the part like bilirubin and lecithin, these are the molecules that are secreted or that are generated here. Actually bile salts are generated from bilirubin, lecithin and cholesterol. These are the part from where the bile salts are kind of generated, from lecithin and cholesterol. And bilirubin, bilivardin, these are the materials which are generated after the degradation of heme or red blood cell. So red blood cell kind of digested, they are degraded after 120 days normally of tireless effort, and then after their death the debris kind of contain, and they through goes through a kind of several rounds of metabolic pathway, and what they produces this kind of bilirubin, bilivardin, lecithin. These are this kind of molecules. So then they use and they recycle back to the liver, and liver takes them, because all the place of the digestion of red blood cells or degradation of red blood cell takes place in the liver, and then the liver get all of them and they use them as the emulsifier agents. Because cholesterol itself is a kind of hydrophobic molecule. It's having a hydrophobic layer actually. So using all of them, bile salts are helping the fat to be emulsified. And what happens in this case, so the liver materials are being generated from liver via the liver hepatic duct. So this is called the hepatic duct, through which through the hepatic duct the secretory molecules are kind of produced and they are moving, and for certain time these molecules kind of stored in gallbladder, which placed somewhere here. So it's a gallbladder. They are stored in the gallbladder for certain amount of time when they are not required to be mixed with duodenum. But when they require, the mixture releases all those secretory molecules into the duodenum part where the hepatic duct is. Okay, so actually this gallbladder is attached to this hepatic duct. Actually, you can't visualize it like that. Okay, so that's kind of the structure of liver. Now what happens here, the bile salts are being generated from this region through this part, they are moving and they are coming to the duodenum and they are being transferred through all this place, and it is helping in the emulsifying fat, digestion of the fat, and then finally at the terminal part of the ileum. So terminal ileum, actually a terminal uh, small intestine or terminal intestinal region, these bile salts are kind of taken up by the large intestine and then they are absorbed here. Absorption of bile salts occur in this large intestine. Once they are absorbed, they are again taken back through the bloodstream up to the liver region. So when they are taken through the bloodstream, the concentration of those bile salts is very, very important. If the concentration of bile salt in that blood vessel is higher than the critical value, then they will not synthesize further bile salt and not secrete further bile salt to the duodenum. But if the concentration is low, then only the liver secretes those bile salts again. So this is the control which is brought about by bile salts here. And I remind you, bile salts are produced from cholesterol and lecithin molecules. These are the precursor molecules of producing bile salts. So this in a sense is the activity of liver, because liver is a major part of everything. Because if liver fails in such a way, you never ever digest fat properly. Because you can see that for digestion of fat, these are the molecules which is only being synthesized from liver. So if liver is damaged in such a way, you cannot degrade fat at all. So that is the problem, because usually partial digestion of carbohydrate can take place in our mouth, partial digestion of protein is also taking place in stomach, but most of the part of the fat digestion begins from pancreatic secretions and liver secretion and in this duodenum or small intestine. So if you are having any problem regarding that, it will be very difficult to metabolize fat. So that's in a sense the secretions of liver, and I hope that's helpful. Thank you.